Right. Round up today because we have 3 fixtures completed now. 1 was done last night, and 2 were done on the correct Blood Bowl week 2 weeks ago. No, 1 week ago. Yes. We'll talk about the 2 matches that played a week ago first, starting with Tom's first game of the season against myself, the Little Todgers versus the Nuka-Cola Boys. And while it's a 3-0 drubbing, there was no casualties dealt the entire game, which was... This game was an anomaly in and of itself, because not only did the Elves not score, the Ogres scored heavily. The only injury that was sustained in the entire game was self-inflicted by Nuke Grape on one of his snotlings, who got a little overeager in a kick teammate action. There was 2 times that the Little Todgers were close to and probably should have scored, but the Nuka-Cola Boys were on it with crowd surfs and made sure that the numerical advantage stayed in their favour, because a large number of snotlings were getting knocked out. Not injured, but they were leaving the field in droves. And from what I've heard, from the large winnings of this game, as a large 80,000 side bet was made as well, I have heard there is a 5th ogre joining the ranks. But we'll see. We will see. It's gonna be fun. Moving on to the Anti-Heroes versus Fear the Blocking Dead. A close game. One where the Anti-Heroes were being bullied off of the pitch, but doing as elves usually do, managed to squeak out a win by sheer speed and tenacity alone. Coming out 1-0 victors. It was unfortunate. Fear the Blocking Dead did well, but speed is not their forte. It's just not. And things didn't go their way. But the next game, the game that was played last night, is the one that interests me the most. Not the 3-0 Ogre game, not the 1-0 to the Dark Elf game, but the 1-1 between the Wood Elves and the Hobgoblins, the Trumpton Carnies. Because Liam, as a coach, ever since taking over an elf team, has been pretty prolific in scoring and has done great work. Fuck off Facebook. Who the fuck is it? Lewis! Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm muting the tab. There we go. If Lewis ever sees this, he knows what he's done. Fuck him. But the game was incredibly tight, and according to the Somebody's coach, Liam, it was a very stressful game, but extremely fun. It seems that despite Gavin only taking Hobgoblins and really shackling himself with some subpar pieces, tight coaching, well-maintained, and good strategy does seem to always prove that cream will rise to the top. And definitely overperformed in a game where the Wood Elves should have won. And honestly, very well done. Not only to Liam, for standing up to such a tremendous coach, but Gavin as well, for getting the most out of his team and really pushing forward. But we're going to look at the league table. Bearing in mind, I will show. So from the first week of the fixtures, obviously Tom and Liam have a game owed. The second week, Gavin and Tom have a game owed. And this is because Tom broke his collarbone. It's fine. We've worked it out. And then obviously, because Jim wasn't here for this week of fixtures, Sam and Jim, their game is owed. We will look at the 4th week of fixtures in a moment. Just bear in mind, obviously the table is going to look a little skewed, but you'll see games played are different. Top of the table with 3 games played. No touchdowns conceded, mind you. And 6 casualties dealt and 6 touchdowns scored. So an average of 2 a game. Is myself picking up 1 touchdown bonus, 1 casualty bonus, and all 3 clean sheets on 25 points. In second is the anti-heroes, Stuart, with 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss, 5 touchdowns for, 2 against, 4 casualties, with 1 touchdown bonus and 2 clean sheets on 17 points. In third is Gavin with 1 win, 1 draw, 3 touchdowns for, 1 against, 5 casualties, 1 Cas bonus, 1 clean sheet on 12 points. In fourth is Lee, 3 games played, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 touchdowns for, 4 against, 4 casualties, with just a Cas bonus on 10 points. In fifth, with 2 games played, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 touchdowns for, 2 against, 3 casualties on 9 points, no bonuses of any kind, unfortunately. In sixth is Sam, with 2 games played, 2 losses, no touchdowns for, 3 against, 2 casualties, no bonuses. In seventh is Jim, with 2 games played, 2 losses, 1 touchdown for, 5 against, 3 casualties, no bonuses. And in last, and expected, because only 1 game has been played, but we would expect a table climber to be very soon. In Tom, 1 game played, 1 loss, 3 touchdowns against, no casualties, no bonuses. If I go across, you will all be able to see the various different things, the points, the touchdown differences, the casualties, the bonuses, everything. Looking at the top touchdown scorers, we have 18 different scorers. The first of the anti-heroes with 2 is Mad Max. Second, Nuka Colin of the Nuka Cola Boys with 2, and everybody else with 1. Eric of the Somebodies, Ezio of the Somebodies, Ian of the Somebodies, Mr. Cuthbert, Grubb, and Miller, all of the Trumpton Carnies, Nuka Bob, Gary, Oliver, and Steve of the Nuka Cola Boys, Otto of the Somebodies, Scapula of Fear the Blocking Dead, Silver of the Anti-Heroes, Sternum of Fear the Blocking Dead, and then Vermin Collar of the Fatback Squad, and Wade Wilson of the Anti-Heroes. With completions, we have 7 completions. Top of the table is the Ogre from the Nuka Cola Boys, Nuka Grape with 6, LeBron of the Somebodies with 4, Vermin Collar of the Fatberg Squad with 3, Eric of the Somebodies with 1, Hawk Sword and Semi of the Little Todgers with 1 each, and Spongy of the Only Fells and Inducements team with 1. Casualties, we have 21 individual casualty dealers. Gigantus Raticus of the Fatberg Squad with 3, Lefty of Only Fells and Inducements with 2, Mad Max of the Anti-Heroes with 2, Nuka Cranberry and Quantum of the Nuka Cola Boys both with 2 each, Clavicle Coccyx of the Fear the Blocking Dead with 1 each, Elon and Eric of the Somebodies with 1 each, Fungus the Loon from the Star Players Union, that was dealt with through Gavin's team last night with 1, Ian of the Somebodies with 1, Logan and Mark Spector of the Anti-Heroes with 1, Mr. Crockett, Mr. McGrew, Minton and Pugh of the Trumpton Carnies all with 1, Nuka Cola and Gary of the Nuka Cola Boys with 1 each, Radius and Scapula of Fear the Blocking Dead with 1 each. Moving on now, and looking at week 4's fixtures that are to be played on the 15th. I repeat, the 15th of November. So, no, 14th of November, in 6 days' time. Those fixtures are as follows. Lee, you will be taking on Liam, Fear the Blocking Dead, versus the Somebodies. The Nuka Cola Boys versus the Trumpton Carnies, that is me versus Gavin. Only Fells and Inducements versus the Anti-Heroes, that's Sam v Stu. And the Fatberg Squad versus the Little Todgers, that is dependent on if Jim is back from his hollybobs. I believe he is, but obviously I will be corrected by Jim if that's the case. And Tom should be available to play that game, as he's now back. Also, 2 weeks following this, which would be the 28th, would be our next fixtures for the 5th week. We are going to take an international break, so everyone has a week off on that day. That will also give time for people like Tom to catch up on his games, and I've already spoken to Gavin, and I think it'd probably be the best one to have that one done first, and then catch up with Liam where possible. Good luck to everybody in the league. Congratulations to those at the top, and get good scrubs to those at the bottom. Hopefully, when all 7 fixtures are played, We'll get our league split and then we'll get into these thick and heavy playoffs. See you later, guys.